Time for an update. We're getting close. Okay, just taking the column out of the big yellow girl, giving him a coat of paint, but first I've got to pull it apart and fix that bloody honey pot. Floating around. And there's a couple of screws, one goes in there and one goes in that side that hold it up onto there. So it means I've got to pull the crush can off. Lots of fun. But anyway, do what we gotta. Okay, so I get asked about this quite a bit, about removing this crush can, and it's not, it's not an easy job if you haven't got the right gear. That's the thing. If you haven't got a little puller, it can be a pain in the bum. They can be very hard to get off. I have got them off before, like you take your steering wheel off and undo the nut, the retaining nut inside, and then bolt your steering wheel back on and use your wheel to pull. Sometimes you can get them off like that. Again, they're generally pretty hard to remove. Just get that ignition switch off out of the way so we can clean him up and give him a coat of paint as well. Now, as I said, I've undone the retaining nut in there, so the nut's off, and if you can see in there, there's a boss with a couple of holes in it around the shaft. That's what this little jig is for. So, like I said, if you haven't got one of these, haven't got one of them, it can be a pain in the bum. But with one of these, it's not a horrible job. You've just got to get your fingers down in there and get the bolts in. Actually, how's your socket? There. And then I want him back a bit. Pivot on there. Get this one in one. Slide in. So there's our puller bolted on. Just line him up, take the weight. Make sure you center him on the shaft. And that should about do us, I reckon. There's your crush can off. Pretty easy, isn't it? I said, but if you don't have that little puller, it can be a pain in the bum. But pretty easy when you got the gear. Someone's jammed a heap of foam in this one by the look of it. Must have been rattling around or something before. Anyway, so yes, and then you take that little mover out of there. There's the washer. And there's the thing for the puller. And that's how you pull the crush can off. I said, pretty easy job once you when you got the gear. And then what we're looking at is, so there's one of the screws. I'll take this foam out. It's jammed in there for some reason. There's the other screw. They go in those two little holes in there, and that holds your honey pot in place. What's his other? There they are there. So we'll have a look and see if the screws are stripped or not. If they are, we'll put some bigger ones in it or something like that, hold it in place. And then we can give her a coat of paint. Beautiful. Okay, one thing to take note of when you're putting these back together, that spline is actually keyed. So see the double blank there? Yeah, that is keyed to, whether can see it or not, but see the double blank in the spline? So they only go on one way. So you ever hear a wheel aligner telling you he's going to take the steering wheel off and straighten it, tell him he's a fool. Anyway, we'll whack it back together and give her a coat of paint. We've put the screws in, honey pot's bolted back on. Beautiful. And that's her reassembled. We'll clean her up and give her a coat of paint now, put an old crappy wheel on it so it'll stand up. And yeah, we'll clean her up, give her a coat of brown. Dash brown. Anyway, we'll keep on to it. That's crash cam removal. Okay, it's all back together. Paint it up. It'll do the job. We'll go and put the I'm going to put the instrument panels there, wrapped up in that sheet. I took the old crappy one out, just dug out a heater control for her. It's got nice clean knobs and that on it, so you can use that. Pulled the old dash out. Yeah, we'll get around to bolting this stuff in. And one thing I didn't even think about, oh yeah, no, it'll still bolt up sweet, because I think this is actually, a, oh no, it's an early one. There. Alright, I was mistaken. I thought it was a CM dash frame and the heater controls are a bit different on them, but it's not, so we're good. We're rocking and rolling. So we'll, yeah, we'll get these heater controls and stuff in and then get our nice new instrument panel in there. Beautiful with our new faces and that on them. I'll put that old one back in the racket, done to get it going and driving around. And we'll whack a nice one in there now because she's going to the trimmers tomorrow. So by the time it comes back here, it'll have the screens and everything in it. Beautiful. All right, so he's out of the shed. I'm about to chuck him on the trailer and take him in to get the roof lining and stuff fitted. We put our column and dash and that in last night. Still got to find a nice steering wheel for it. But yeah, did that last night, put some wires in for the interior light. The other bits and pieces, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. She's starting to look the part, the big girl. That's for sure. So anyway, I'll throw him on the trailer and get him into Bryant's and get a hood liner. Nice. Alright, here we are in Bryant's workshop. New hood liner ready to go in. He didn't mess around, done a great job too. Look at that, beautiful. Hood liner in, parcel shelf done, tops of the doors done, tops of the rears done, carpet in, recovered the console, put the underfelt and everything in while it was there, supplied us with some armrests, like really went above and beyond, mate. I can't thank you enough. And it looks absolutely amazing. We'll get some seats in him shortly. The wizard at work. Yeah, look at the console, looks like brand new. Thanks, mate, awesome job. Alright, we're in Brian's workshop. The team from MJR Auto Glass are here putting the front and rear screens in for us. They've supplied a new front screen. Really looked after us on price, so if you need any glass replacement in Goulburn, Canberra, Southern Tablelands area, MJR Auto Glass. When broken glass shouldn't be a pain in the, you know. But anyway, thanks mate, awesome job.
Welcome boys.
Okay, we've just brought it home from Bryant's. Fab motor trimming in Queanbeyan. Not only is the bloke an absolute gentleman, but he does great work. So he's done the tops of our doors, threw the carpet in, recovered the console, put the hood liner in, beautiful. Done a rear parcel shelf for us and the backing bit there. Yeah, the thing looks absolutely amazing. Looks brilliant. So we'll get on to putting the rest of him together now. Beautiful. Gotta love it. She's looking pretty good. I'll get her off the trailer and get her back in the shed. Lovely. gotta love that cranky idle. Beautiful. Alright, another big step while she was at Bryant's. Front and rear screener in. Gotta love that. Beautiful. That's our glass from Toowoomba. Bits of this car come from all over the country, I'm telling you. And MJR supplied us with a brand new windscreen. The rubbers and the locking strips from Rubber Seals Australia. And they're in. That's another big step to have our screens in. So MJR Auto Glass in Goulburn really looked after us. There's their number. Yeah, Mike's a great bloke. Like I said, really looked after us. Done a great job on putting the screens in, didn't mess around, turned up when he said he was going to be there. Very professional job. And again, looked after the project. So great guys to deal with. If you need any glass around the Goulburn, Canberra, Southern Tablelands areas, give them a call. Great people. So, and yeah, that puts us another big step along. So there's the tops of the rears in the back. Brian covered them for us, foamed them up, beautiful. Got some armrests in there for it. Yeah, we've got a bit of buttoning up to do now, but she's well and truly getting there. Well and truly getting there. She needs a wash, covered in dust, look at that. But yes, having them screens in is awesome. Another massive job. Got to get our front glass sorted now and bolt the dash pad and stuff on, put some seats in. Brian's going to finish the door cards off for us, so once they go on, should be looking smick in there. And we're just waiting on some trims for around the windows from the electroplaters, and then yeah, she's really close, really close. So really starting to get there now. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, anyway, we'll tuck her away in the shed. Righto, she's tucked away. Looks good with that glass in there. I'll have someone here tomorrow. They're going to give me a hand. There's seats up there wrapped up for it up the back there. So you're going to give me a hand to get them down and blow the dust off them, get them ready to go in. I think I've got to put some, or find some tracks and that for the buckets. So I'll get that organised so they're ready to bolt in. And yeah, we'll continue on. We'll keep buttoning her up. But she's getting close now. Gotta love that. All right, so as you can see, the old girl's come a long way now. I've got to give Brian a huge thank you. He's done a massive amount of work on this car. So Fab Motor Trimming in Queanbeyan. Need any trim work done? Not only is the guy an absolute gentleman, but he does great work. So thank you, Brian. Can't thank you enough, mate. Awesome. So. And MJR, done a great job. MJR Glass in Goulburn, beautiful. So, and thank you to everyone else that's contributed again along the line, you know. Couldn't be here without you, so she's getting real close. So once again, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. If you haven't already, like, subscribe and share it around. I think we're still at like 47% or something of viewers are subscribed, so hit the subscribe button. Awesome. All right, have a good one. Cheers.